Yo, what is going on, you guys? It's your boy King Sanders here, and we are back with another day of sports betting. This is going to be for Thursday, January 13th slate of NBA games. First, let's go ahead and do a quick recap. As of yesterday, we still have one of the games going on in process. I am currently recording this at 10:30 Central Time, so our Bulls bet is still going on. They are looking very solid right now, but I don't want to get ahead of myself. We did have our only player prop of the day cash. We had Joel Embiid over 30.5 points versus Charlotte. Barely cashed, right on the hook, finishes with 31. Then we had the Dallas Mavericks minus 1.5. They played some of the worst basketball I've ever seen in my entire life. And then we had the Jazz minus 6.5. In that game, the Jazz played even worse than the Dallas Mavericks did. Both of the teams that I had bet the spread on for that got absolutely blown out. So hopefully my Bulls can finish it out for me. We'll end up going 2-2 on the day, and I'll be perfectly content with that. I will, whenever I'm doing the editing here, or whenever I have my friend Seth do the editing here, I'll have him put whether, that bet it did end up cashing or not. But let's go ahead and hop into today's plays. First, if you guys are new, make sure you guys like, comment, subscribe, and turn on that notification bell so you guys know whenever I post. We are on the road to 1,500 subs. I would love to be able to hit that by the end of the week. I think that would be a fantastic milestone to shoot for. So let's go ahead and hop into today's plays. Our first play of the day is going to be our only player prop once again. Giannis over 11.5 rebounds versus the Golden State Warriors minus 105 odds. Giannis has cashed this line twice in 2 straight games versus the Charlotte Hornets. They did have a back-to-back game, and he did end up cashing for both of them. And when he did end up cashing, I know that the Charlotte Hornets give up a lot of rebounds, and the Golden State Warriors aren't necessarily known for that, but hear me out. Draymond Green is out of today's game as of right now. I don't foresee him coming back here for the next couple of games. So he is ruled out as of right now. So hopefully that doesn't change. So if he is ruled out, that does leave a pretty big vacancy. Draymond Green does manage to get quite a good amount of rebounds, and if he is taken out of the lineup, well, we saw kind of what happens as of last night. The Memphis Grizzlies and the Golden State Warriors played, and Jaren Jackson Jr. got 11 rebounds last game versus them. And Jaren Jackson Jr. is definitely not known for rebounds. He averages only 5.6 rebounds per game and managed to get 11. So, I'm just saying, with Draymond Green out of the lineup, they do give up a lot of rebounds. So, I think that it does give us good value there. And then, historically, the last 3 matchups that Giannis has had versus the Golden State Warriors, he's hit this over as well. So, I do like that play a lot. It's going to be probably my best play of the day. Giannis over 11.5 rebounds versus the Golden State Warriors minus 105 odds. Our next play of the day is going to be the Grizzlies minus 5 versus the Minnesota Timberwolves minus 110 odds. Now I know if you guys do want to fade this, go for it. But I'm riding the hot hand as of right now. The Memphis Grizzlies have covered in 7 straight games, just the spread, and they've covered in 9 of their last 10. So very, very tremendous in their last 10 games. They are on a 10-game winning streak, I think. So they are doing absolutely fantastic. And on top of that, they may be adding a pretty good defensive center back into the lineup. It looks like Steven Adams is listed as questionable due to an illness. Not protocol related, but just due to an illness in general. And so we could see him back in the rotation as well, which is definitely going to slow down Karl-Anthony Towns just a little. I think Karl-Anthony Towns will still have a big night, but I do think this slows him down just a little bit. And then historically, if you look back on the last eight matchups, the Grizzlies have won and covered this exact spread in 6 of their last 8 versus the Minnesota Timberwolves. So the Grizzlies have kind of had their number for a while. Could this change? Absolutely. I just think that for right now, it gives us a pretty good advantage. And in the games that they did cover in their 9 of their last 10s, it's 9 of their last 10 games, excuse me. It has been against some pretty solid teams. It's been against Golden State Warriors, who have one of the better records in the entire league. The Lakers, who I know, Lakers haven't been great, but they have covered against both LA teams, the Lakers and the Clippers. They've covered against Cleveland, who's been an absolute wagon. Brooklyn, who is the second best team in the East behind my Chicago Bulls, of course. And then they've also covered against Phoenix, who does have like the best record in the entire NBA. So, and then the only game that they didn't cover in these last 10 games, they won by 5 and the spread was 6. Or no, they won by 5. The spread was 5.5 versus the Los Angeles Lakers. So they barely missed the cover. Otherwise, they would have covered in 10 straight. So I'm riding the hot hand. And in their last couple games versus Minnesota, they covered in the first game of the year. They didn't cover in this last game that they played. So I do think that they are due for another cover here. And so that is going to be our second play of the day. Grizzlies -5 versus Minnesota -110 odds. And our final play of the day, this one's a tough one. This one truly is a tough one. But I'm going with the New Orleans Pelicans -3 versus the Los Angeles Clippers -110 odds. Now, the Pelicans and the Clippers have both been very, very solid this year, which is why I want to bet on this game because I'm really excited to watch it. So, I went with the Pelicans because the Pelicans have covered in 3 straight games, and it's been against quality opponents. They've covered against Golden State Warriors, Toronto Raptors, and then the Minnesota Timberwolves. Minnesota, you can kind of put an asterisk by it. I mean, they're not high quality, but they're still decent. Toronto's been on a heater, and Golden State, we all know, is a great team. Pelicans, in their last 20 games at home, they are 12-8 against the spread, so cashing more times than not. And as a home favorite, they're actually 3-1. So they're not favored very often at home, but in this specific game they are, and they have been 3-1 against the spread as a home favorite. The Clippers, on the other hand, not necessarily the best team on the road. They've just kind of had a rough year overall. Clippers are 8-8 against the spread on the road. And in their last 2 games, the Clippers, they've been really solid on defense. They've only given up 85 points and 93 points in their last 2 games. But scoring is not an issue with this New Orleans Pelicans team. They have averaged 110 points in their last 3 games. So I definitely think that they are going to be able to score the ball at a very high rate. And I don't know if there's going to be enough scoring from this Clippers team to be able to keep up. So if you wanted to take the Clippers just because they've been very good as well, they beat Denver last game outright, and they beat the Hawks last game by like 15 or so. I'm definitely fine with that, and I definitely understand why you would do that. I'm just riding with the Pelicans here. I think that the star power of Brandon Ingram is going to outshine just a little bit more. Most of the time, wouldn't be betting on the Pelicans, but I think that they are in a pretty good spot here. So, that is going to do it for today's video. If you guys did enjoy, make sure you guys like, comment, subscribe, and turn on that notification bell so you guys know whenever I post. Like I said, we are on the road to 1,500. I'd love to be able to hit that by the end of the week, and I can't do that without your guys' help. Once again, shout out to Seth, my editor as of right now. He was the one that is making all of this look so good. So shout out to him. He does have a YouTube channel. Once again, it's not currently active, but in the near future, he plans on uploading, so make sure to check it out. It is Nosebleeders. I will leave the link for it down in the description down below. He also has Action, the same sports tracker that I use. So if you guys want to follow either of us, both of our usernames will be down below as well. So that's going to do it. This is King Sarah signing out. Hopefully we can have a fantastic day today. We need a bounce back day, so let's do it. Let's make today the day. Thursday. This is going to be the cash day. We've had way too many losing days, so let's go ahead and cash. This is King Sarah signing out. Peace.